This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
You are now in tune into to the Dead Monkeys in Outer Space podcast with your host, Jay to the Mark. Listener discretion.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Dead Monkeys in Outer Space podcast. I'll be your host for this journey. This is Jay to the Mark, Jay the number 2, THAMAR. Follow or swallow on Twitter and Instagram. And also follow, like, and subscribe to the show on Instagram. Twitter is Demios Podcast, DMIOS Podcast. Demios! And on Facebook and SoundCloud is Dead Monkeys in Outer Space Podcast. iTunes is coming soon, but, be sure to look for that. But before I get into everything, I just want to say a big rest in peace to Love Bug Starsky, world-known DJ, icon, a legend in this hip-hop game. I actually met the dude maybe several months ago. Very humble guy, fun, had a good time. And, it's just sad to see history, part of history just gone, Because it's like people like that like to pick their brains because he's actually credited as being one of the people who created the term hip hop. So you understand that that's a big piece that we probably won't never. I mean, we know to an extent, but I mean, he could elaborate on it even more better. So rest in peace to him. He actually died from a heart attack, moving his speakers from a storage unit to his house in Vegas. So he was, with hip-hop to the end. Pretty much he was, going to reinvent himself over on the West Coast. And he died doing what he loved. So condolences from me, Jay to the Mar, to the Love Bug Starsky family, friends, and everyone who supports him. So, again, rest in peace. Speaking of love, and Valentine's Day is pretty much here. I don't know if you've seen this story. Pretty sure you have. The Nas and Kelis child support case. Because they had a recently, a custody battle, I believe, in December sometime. And, Nas only sees his kids on a weekend. Well, see his son on a weekend. His son is named Knight. He's 8 years old, but he only gets to see him on a weekend. And I was like, wait, hold up. Y'all just went through some nasty, custody battle, a couple of months ago. And now she wants to raise child support. Because Nas pays currently $8,000 a month in child support. You do the math, it's almost $100,000. So I'm going to read what Kelis said in, I guess, her court document. And she said something. She says, 8-year-old Knight has needs he didn't have 5 years ago when the order was put in place. Nas is doing way better now than he was when the judge ordered him to cough up the $8,000 monthly support. So he's more than able to foot the bill for various expenses. And then the article goes on. She's not specific as to how much she wants, but whatever she gets, she wants add-ons to the base, namely 50% of school-related costs, 50% of any child care Kelis needs, and 50% of unreimbursed health care. So I have a big issue with not just this story, but just the child support system in general. If you ever go to court, they have a specific department for it. They call it family court. And it's total opposite of family. It's to ensure the family is continue to break up or supply women with just these crazy demands. I mean, how the fuck do you even think this is fair? No rational human being would think this is fair at all. What fucking 8-year-old kid needs $8,000 a month? Who the fuck is this? Does he shit in solid gold toilet bowls? I mean, like seriously. I mean, and it's this spitefulness. It's this vindictive bitch mentality that's going out there. Like, yeah, get a man for everything that he wants. You know what? And then you come up with fucking things of why men treat you bad, or why men are not getting married. That's a big thing right now. Men are getting married less and trying not to have as many kids. You know, because look how women do. $8,000 a month. Bitch, you crazy. And I don't mean to offend his ex-wife or whatever the case may be, but I mean, she's just being vindictive. Maybe she saw Nas with Nicki Minaj's flabby ass, you know, and she got jealous. That's what I think most of it came from, jealousy. And so she wants to tear him down. Oh, he's doing better now, so let me destroy him. That's what she's pretty much saying. I mean, Kelis has like a decent following overseas, but bitch, over here you're irrelevant. You're irrelevant. Now you want to take Nas for more than eight. What? I mean, and then you know, so funny. Like just when I just read the article, I don't know if you caught this part, but in the article it says, where is it at? It says she's not specific as to how much more she wants, but whatever she gets. She wants add-ons to the base. Wait, hold up. But whatever she gets? So that's kind of implying that it's more likely to happen than not. Which is my fucking problem with the child support system. Because it's not about supporting the child. These bitches just want to get back at the men. And you know what? The court system allows it. But a lot of these women, I'm not going to go too specific into what type of women. I think you women know who you are, who do the shit. You're just low-life bitches. I seen bitches sell their food stamps for whatever. Wait, hold up. I thought it was supposed to be for the kid. You don't give a fuck about the kid. Nobody. I told you in the last couple of shows, nobody gives a fuck about kids. They don't. Or the man. I mean, Nas doesn't have like a, you know, I mean, he has a lot of things going on. He did the PBS special recently. He has a couple of Netflix projects coming out. He's doing commercials and all this other shit. Now you want more money. Is it about being happy or just being vindictive? She was jealous that Nas is doing, you know, better than he has before. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people even peeped the Nas's Life is Good album. And it was the wedding dress, I believe, that she left on his bed when she left him, when she stepped out. And what did he say? Life is good. I'm good. I'm happy. She sees that happiness and she's, you know, what they say, misery loves company, right? She's a miserable bitch. She's just fucking miserable. And honestly, Nas, you could have did way better than that fucking bitch. It's a meal ticket. That's why I don't understand how athletes get caught up with these bitches. I really don't see it. Like Lonzo Ball just got his girlfriend pregnant. What a fucking idiot. His rookie year. You better hope your pops pans out with all these promises and these lucrative deals. I hope so. I actually root for LeVar Ball. But it makes me sick about this Kelis and Nas story. And then you wonder, how Tupac said, you wonder why they call you bitch. I bet you. You wonder why. You're literally trying to tear somebody down just because you're jealous. 8-year-old, oh, he has needs. What the fuck needs do he need? $8,000 a month for? Actually, no, he needs more than that. So let's call it 10 grand. What that kid gets in child support, I don't make in a year. Well, I'm talking about his year compared to mine. The whole year that he gets paid, I don't make that. I'm not even close to that. Shit, most of you listening to this are not even close to that. So how do you justify that? How does that make sense? How does that make sense? Shit, if I was Nas, I would just do like local clubs and have them pay me up front. Fuck that bitch. Hopefully he don't get caught up in no tax evasion shit or whatever the case may be. But oh man, this fucking jealous, spiteful bitch. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And the thing is, like, there'll be a lot of women that be like, yeah, girl, get them for how much you can. But they don't like when it's done to them, like with the Mary J. Blige situation. I was like, oh, y'all don't like it now. But somebody could just fucking sit there and not do nothing and fucking make money off the shit. Then it becomes, again, this is a divisive thing between men and women. And it's always like that. Like people, I don't know, for some reason, people are always like fighting all the time and shit. Like I think, what's the TV show, Blackish? I never watched the shit just because of the name Blackish. Whatever. You're in, what's that, ABC or whatever. And I think Tracy Ellis Silverstein, that's her real name. Oh, you didn't know? Chick that plays that's Diana Ross's daughter in real life. She uses Diana Ross's name, the last name Ross, just to get over on people. That's not her name. But she uses it because that was her mom. She was born rich. But anyway, she's going after Anthony Anderson in the show Blackish, and she wants to get paid as much as Anthony Anderson. Yet, I believe he brought the idea up to ABC to produce that show, and he's also the executive producer of the show. So why do you want more money than him? It's the jealousy, it's the vindictiveness, it's that bitch mentality. Straight up. That's what it is. And Kelis, I mean, what the fuck has she done recently? Nothing. I mean, but she don't have to. Because but you know what it is? She's probably living above her means, and she wants Nas to foot the bill for the shit. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And it makes me sick that this country allows this shit to happen over and over and over and over again. I seen a court case where a guy, he was I think he was some type of construction worker or what have you. He had a wife and 2 kids. So he leaves the wife. Somehow he leaves the wife. I guess they didn't like each other. They was getting divorced. So the wife wants him to pay her alimony. Now, mind you, she didn't do shit. But she lives in a nice house or whatever the case may be. And in the courtroom, they told the guy, if you do not pay this, we're going to take you to jail today. I was like, holy shit. So I don't understand that shit. I don't understand people that do crazy shit like that. I mean, it's like, fuck them. Fuck them. Speaking of jealousy, I don't know if you're seeing this tour. I call it a tour that Faizon Love is going on. And if you don't know who Faizon Love is, then that pretty much explains what I'm about to tell you. Faizon Love has been pretty much going after Dave Chappelle for a minute now. I think he actually said a video, I think it was like last year sometime, he did about Dave Chappelle. Pretty much saying Chappelle is not the king of comedy. He said something to the effect of white people started Dave Chappelle. Like the TV show, he said, oh, well, Hollywood's, is the main reason why Chappelle is doing what he's doing. He said, and they calling him king of what? I was like, of comedy right now. You place Dave Chappelle anywhere in the United States, he's selling out. And the thing is, Faizon was like, oh, he hasn't done anything for years. He hasn't done stand-up. I'm like, what are you talking about? I personally saw 3 of his shows. Dave Chappelle is one of my favorite comedians of all time. I mean, I remember Dave Chappelle when he was doing, what was that? It was like a relief fund. It was like Whoopi Goldberg, Robin Williams, and Billy Crystal. I think it was a USO relief or some shit like that. Anyway, he did, when he first did that, that's when the first time I seen him. And I was like, wow, this dude is funny. And he's trying to act like Dave Chappelle just, I don't know, he just went to Comedy Central and pitched the idea and it was like, yeah, come on, or whatever. No. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I got to explain who Faizon Love is to the audience. Faizon Love is the fat ice cream man in fucking Friday. Big worm, big perm. That's him. That's his most famous thing he's ever done. You know why? Because as a comedian, he sucks. Bad. My thing is, why you didn't say this shit about Chappelle 2 years ago, 3 years ago? because he's getting props now and he's getting money now. So if you mention his name, you're hoping that he'll mention your name. Jealousy. That's all it is. You're jealous that whatever you do is horrible. Nobody wants to put you on a TV show no more because you're fucking fat. Dude got into like a fight at the airport not too long ago. I believe like last year sometime. I don't know, it's like this guy, it's jealousy. That's all it is. It's a bunch of jealousy. And I don't get it. It's like you tearing this man down, and I'm just like, I seen Chappelle personally a few times myself. He actually, back in the day, he pitched the show to Fox. This was like 90s, and I believe it was in the 90s. And he had this cast all set up and everything, and one of the cast members was supposed to be played by a black woman. One of the characters on the show was supposed to be played by a black woman. So in the meeting with Fox or whatever, they said, oh, we're going to recast, this part, and we're going to, go for like a universal appeal. In other words, we're going to go to a white woman. And he said, fuck it, I'm not going to do the show. Fuck it, I won't do it. And then his show never came out on Fox. And I think it was supposed to be called Dave Chappelle, based on his life as a comedian. Don't hear Faizon talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Chappelle speaks on issues that, that comes up. He spoke on the Hollywood shit when it was unpopular. You didn't. Big worm. Fat worm. Piece of shit. And I'm just like, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Again, it's this jealousy. It's you're on top right now, so let me tear you down. And you know what happens a lot at, and I'm gonna say it. It happens amongst blacks the most. I don't give a fuck if it's around the corner, in your building, in your hood, in your school, on social media, on TV, entertainment, everything. It's that crabs in the barrel mentality. And that's what he's trying to do. He's deliberately trying to bait Chappelle in order to bring him down to his level. So he gets to make money. Because he thinks he's a comedian too. Like I said, he thinks he's a comedian. He's not that funny. He really, Demios podcast, DMIOS podcast at Gmail. Send me any routine, any bit done by Faizon Love that's funny. He was on the Robert Townsend show, was that Parenthood, I believe. He's dissing him. Why? Because you can't make money no more? You suck. That's why. You can't make money. I don't know. It just bugs me out that these people are willing to just like jump on people and just do shit like that. It's sickening. It's sickening. Oh, matter of fact, the last thing he did was the guy in the New Edition movie on BET. Yeah, he had that one part. I think he was like on the first couple episodes. Fuck you, get out of here. Oh man, but again, a lot of black folks have this crab in the barrel mentality. They do, even with the pro-blacks. Even with the pro-blacks, there's a lot of jealousy amongst each other. Name any prominent pro-black, and I'll tell you who their rival is, or who somebody they got into an argument or disagreed with, or threatened to beat up or some shit like that. I just saw this video, debate. It was Tariq Nasheed versus, debating against Jared Taylor. If you don't know who Jared Taylor is, please become familiar. He's a white nationalist who believes in, the better for his race, which is white people. Obviously everybody, practices some form of tribalism. I get it. But he speaks on it. And, he was going at it with Tariq Nasheed. Honestly, going in, I thought Tariq Nasheed was going to get destroyed. He didn't win or, come close to winning or anything like that. But he was just making some, like he made like a couple like valid points, but everything else was just like regurgitated stuff that you heard other people say. You understand? Like, I forgot. I can't give you really an example. You just gotta, check it out. It's really interesting to look at, to listen to. People coming from different sides of the coin, more or less, going at it. But my thing is, racial, discussions are happening. You know how people say, "Oh, what's the solution? We need to talk about race. We need to talk about race." Oh, we're talking about it. Just don't become insulting. Don't become sarcastic. Don't try to disrespect me. Let's keep it civilized and just have a discussion about it. It's happening, but a lot of people are not listening. But again, with this whole pro-black thing, now Tariq Nasheed, I think he's a pimp, straight up. I don't believe all of these guys used to have former lives. I'm not saying that they couldn't get better or improve their life or whatever, or reinvent themselves. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, black consciousness has become the new hustle. Tariq Nasheed was selling books on Macking. Who the fuck says Macking in the last 20 years? He did, apparently. But that translated into, selling the consciousness. For instance, I read a book or two and I can tell you everything you need to know. Because a lot of people don't read, I forgot how I heard said this, but they said if you read a book on any one subject, you have more knowledge than anybody who didn't. You're not a perfectionist in that topic or category or on that subject, excuse me. But you know more than the average bear, so to speak. And I think that's what a lot of these pro-blacks do. They do shit, and it's like they all were former like gang members or whatever, drug dealers or whatever the case may be. In Tariq Nasheed's case, he used to call himself like a pimp or whatever the case may be, and like this like part-time rapper. So, what I'm saying is he tried every hustle until he found his niche, which is black consciousness. Only thing you have to say is, hey, my brothers and sisters, all you are kings and all the women are queens, and anybody that says anything about us, they're racist. And that's the whole hustle. Shit, Brother Polite was a Crip. Did y'all know that? He used to be a gang member. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, he could better himself. I mean, more power to him. But the fact of the matter was, he was a Crip. And I believe he used to hustle drugs and the whole shit. Shit, Malcolm X was, believe it like a street dude too. So what I'm saying is that, it doesn't mean that he can't get better. But Brother Polite, as who he is now, I had an interview with Granddaddy IU on Bodega Cold Cuts, NYC.com. I believe it's NYC.com. And Granddaddy IU was pretty much like, fuck him. And I was like, whoa, what's up with that? Because I'm thinking everybody, that's pro-black is usually cool, but they bicker amongst each other. That's why I don't get into a lot of the debates amongst each other. I just listen to the information, or I just listen to the entertainment value of it. But Granddaddy IU was like, fuck him. And I was like, wow, that's pretty harsh. And he was just like, well, I think Polite was running some like investment scheme. Like if you give him some type of money, he'll put it into a house or whatever the case may be, like some real estate type scam or whatever. And so I guess Granddaddy IU gave him some money, and I guess Polite jerked him. And I was like, wow, really? And he's not the first person that I heard say this. There's a lot of people who said that, have said that about Polite. If you don't believe me, look it up. Shit, one of the things people were saying is that's the reason why he bounced to the West Coast, because he lives in, I think, California now, sitting at sidelines at Laker games and all that. Nothing wrong with it. I like Brother Polite. But I'm just saying, I believe a lot of it is just a hustle. Because think about it, these guys were pretty much on YouTube only. Now they're on TV. Or they're on, like, for instance, like Tariq Nasheed was on Fox News going against Tucker Carlson. And I'm just like, wow. See the hustle? He hustled his way from off the block to YouTube, and then from YouTube to the national stage. Can't get mad at it. You just got to recognize it, though, sometimes. But speaking of Crips, I don't know if y'all seen this. Cardi B got threatened on Instagram, I believe, by a bunch of Crips because she had a blue fur coat on, and she said she usually doesn't rock flu, which is a disrespectful term towards Crips. Instead of saying blue, she said flu, which is like fuck them or whatever. But she said this jacket is popping or whatever. And if you don't know, Cardi B is affiliated with the Blood Gang. So she's affiliated with that. And I mean, shit, that's what the B stands for. Cardi Brim or Cardi Blood or whatever. Whatever. She got red bottoms. But it was several, I can't say tweets. What did they do on fucking Instagram? Several grams? It's 7 grams. I don't know. 7 comments. Let's go back to the normal shit. Comments. Several comments and talking to her about it. She comes to the West Coast. It's West Coast suicide. You want this fade, bitch, or whatever. Well, fade means to fight now. I don't know how that shit happened, but whatever. I'm getting old. I'm not up on the little slang words as I used to be. It's like motherfuckers are speaking in Spanish when they talking slang now. Like I heard this other day, dude was like, yeah, me and these 2 girls, we got some gas and we were chilling for the rest of the night. I was like, I got some gas. What is it? Okay, what the fuck you telling me that for? So gas means weed now to certain people. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Back in the day, we used to say, people gas you up. Meaning they soup you up, they fill you up with, so you could go, like, putting a battery in your back type of shit. That's what I know gas, you know what I mean? Gassing them up. But anyway, it's a serious threat that Cardi B got. I mean, BG Knockout even responded to it. A bunch of other people. I think they recently asked YG, is she good when she come over here? He said, oh, homegirl straight, because YG is a blood too. I'm pretty sure they made a couple phone calls behind the scenes and whatever and said, look, we have a serious issue. How can y'all help us out? They must have called one of the big dudes over in the West Coast and, try to squash it as much as possible. Because what I've heard is that she actually tripled the security. Actually, the venues tripled the security when she goes to the All-Star game and performs at several different clubs or what have you. And I'm just like, wow. But you know what I found the most messed up is that the article that I was reading, I read a couple of them, but I think TMZ has one, and they named the venues, one, that she's performing out, and 2, they stated how much she's going to get paid. I was like, well, hold up, you're telling what she's about to make. You're telling what her bag is. That's another new slang word, bag, right? So I'm learning. So she gets I'm not even going to say the amount of money, because to me, I don't like speaking on people's money. And whatever she gets paid is whatever she gets paid. But for them to publish that makes it more enticing to the gang members. It's like, whoa, if I catch her slipping, I could be like, yo, you ain't leaving here until we get what you just got. And we know what you got. According to TMZ. So it's I just don't want to see nothing bad happen or whatever the case may be. I mean, because people don't understand, like, the West Coast culture when it comes to the gangbanging is way different than it is on the East Coast. I remember the first time I saw a blood over here. It was in Newark, New Jersey. And, dude had, like, red car. He was dressed all red, his hat, his sneakers, everything. He had the little bandanas, tied around his wrist and shit. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm just looking at him like, is he from Jersey? Is he from California? Now, this is back in the day. Like, I'll say like 90s, like mid to like late 90s. Because it wasn't as it rose through the prison system for the most part. That's where it pretty much spread at. Then it just spread out onto the streets. So I remember one time on on Ocean Avenue in Jersey City. I'm going to the store with my uncle. We're going to the to the bar to buy some beer, after hours or whatever. I kid you not, like the whole block was just nothing but Bloods. We had to walk through them just to get into the bar. But the thing is, over here, it's not as I don't know. I wouldn't say as serious. I want to say that because I think some people over here take it really serious too. But over there, it's a wholly different culture. I mean, one time I went down south, and me and a friend of mine, I guess you want to call him, he went to go, I think, drop something off or pick something up at a drug house. So this one dude, now this is down south, this is in Georgia. One dude walks up to the car and starts saying some mumble mouth shit. I was like, I have no idea what the fuck this dude just said. Or some like country bumpkin type shit. Like his accent was like really thick. Like goddamn. Like slavery ended like last week for this motherfucker. I'm like, goddamn. I don't understand what the fuck he just said. I could be walking into a goddamn trap. I don't know. Or, that's what they call them down south anyway, trap houses and shit. People up here that call them trap houses, they kind of get on my nerves. Like, stop fucking biting people's shit. I hate when people bite shit from different coasts and everything. Oh, I'm in a trap house. Motherfucker, you ain't say trap until they start saying it. This is fucking crack houses up here. Crack house. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't think people understand how serious that Cardi B situation can end up. I mean, she even took the comments down. She took her initial comment from under her picture, and then she blocked the comments for that picture because dudes were really like on it like that. Let me see if I could find something where I can read actually where they was talking about, like, just don't fucking come over here. Okay, this is the letter that I saw on Instagram. Quote, any out-of-towner coming into the city next week better tread lightly if you're that's a correction, disrespecting our culture. Crip, Blood, Pyru, Mexican. We will be in attendance any club you think you're good at, and every promoter already knows the deal. Hashtag All-Star Weekend. And it has like a fist, like a, the dap or whatever. I don't know. But, it's like hundreds of people like that. Status or whatever. So, I mean, she needs to be careful with that. Be careful, Miss Lady Girl. But it just reminds me of this whole East Coast, West Coast shit. And I just hope it doesn't, kind of spark it. Because, I mean, if something happened to Cardi B over there, obviously people over here will be mad as well. But I wish it don't come to that. Again, their coach is totally... Let me give you an example. I believe it's Mike 5,000 Watts. Guy down with Swisher House and, Chameleon Air and all of them. He was on, I think it was Beef DVD Volume 3. He said, in certain parts of Houston, it's just different. Like, they have a different style than what we do over here, like the north side or the south side or something like that. And he said it's like Jersey and New York. He said they're right next to each other, but it's different. And I was like, this guy gets it. Much respect. I salute that man. He gets it. Because I live in Jersey, but when I go to New York, it's totally different in terms of how people interact with each other. We're right there. Like 15 minutes away, boom, you're there. But totally different mindset, totally different style. Shit, like Jersey City and Newark have different mentalities. And they're literally like next to each other. It's crazy. But I give them props for that. I just hope nothing happens off this Cardi B shit. But whatever, she said it. She said it. Speaking of said it, I don't know if y'all been following Quincy Jones and his fucking This Is It tour. Quincy Jones has been saying everything under the, that he's experienced. He said that, Marlon Brando, I think, fucked Richard Pryor or vice versa, whatever the case may be. And, not for anything, who didn't know Richard Pryor who didn't know Richard Pryor didn't go both ways? And I don't mean to say he was fag like that, but I mean, he says it Richard Pryor says it, you know? Look at one of his roasts. I think he had a roast and he was, I can't even say he was going in because that would sound gay, right? But he was roasting, I think, Paul Mooney. And Paul Mooney is, come on. You can't tell me Paul Mooney isn't a switch hitter. He was with Richard Pryor. I'm pretty sure he's another one. But Quincy Jones was saying all this stuff. Michael Jackson took songs and anything. Michael Jackson actually admitted, I think, to Hall & Oates that, look, I'm taking that bass line. I like that. And I think he came up with Billie Jean from that. You know, melodies or whatever the case may be. So, I don't know. Quincy Jones is just on some, like, you know, this is it tour. He don't give a fuck. Calling out everybody, everyone. And he's an old man. You know, old people usually don't, you know, censor themselves. They don't give a shit because it's like, what can you do to them? They already lived, you know, as long as they can. As long as they wanted to. Everything else is a bonus. They don't give a shit. So I just found that hilarious that Quincy Jones was going after everybody. I'm just like, oh, it's whatever, Quincy. Q. Hey, Q. I mean, it's stories about everybody. I mean, from Tupac to Prince. Yeah, one where Prince tried to run over Michael Jackson with his car. I was like, what? Ray Charles shot fucking heroin in his balls because the rest of his veins dried out. That he was, Quincy Jones had one story that he was actually dating Ivanka Trump, which is Trump's, I think, current wife. Or one of his wives, I don't fucking know. And I was just like, wow, this guy, you know, and the thing is, he said, travel. I'm actually going to make a mission to do that more often. Excuse me, travel to different states, travel to different countries. Just travel, you get a different perspective of life and different culture. But yeah, so I'm about to wind down a little bit. Let me say a couple of things that makes me happy. Waking up every morning. That makes me happy. Shoot, sometimes I put myself in situations that, I might not wake up early in the morning. I get, sometimes some crazy situations, but, that makes me happy. Happy. What else makes me happy? Oh, you know what? I'm still happy about the Eagles beating the Patriots. I'm still happy about that shit. Even though the NFL is full of shit, but I'm still happy about that. That makes me very, very happy. What makes me angry? I hate getting tagged in bullshit on Facebook. Or just any social media website. I just hate it. It's annoying. It's a picture of like SpongeBob and Patrick. Like, this is us after work. And they goofing it off. I'm like, I don't want to see that shit. Don't tag me in that shit. I don't care. That shit is stupid. Tag me in something that means something. I don't know. I guess I'm a grumpy old man when it comes to shit like that. But whatever. Don't tag me in that shit. What makes me angry? Cape Town, South Africa, is running out of water. They project, I believe, in the next couple of months, they're not going to have any water. And it's really sad to me that we live in a society where we have an abundance of everything. I mean, food, water, electricity. I mean, I see people, they leave their fucking lights on all day. They TV on all day and night. And it's like not a care in the world. These are people that are going to die or die out. There's over 4 million people there. So what's going to happen? They got to relocate somewhere else. And then when they relocate somewhere else, it's just going to be even more of things to deal with because it's overpopulation. So all the resources was used up, and and they do it. They rape Africa. I want to visit Africa before they finish fucking it up. It's ridiculous. They're scraping fucking different monuments, the Sphinx and pyramids, and they just fucking everything up. But this place is running out of water. And it makes me upset. It's really sad. They had a young guy, I think he's 24 years old. I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, but it's like Nkomo. And he mysteriously died off a 5-story building. They say he fell off the balcony. Because what he did, he invented a way to, I guess, for them to recycle water or somehow, or he made something where it can pretty much solve this problem. At least it's a start. And then they killed him, and then I think somebody else is coming out with his idea. I think it's some white man saying, "Oh, well, look what I invented." And it's like, holy shit, what the fuck? That's crazy. That's crazy. That really makes me angry. But before I get out of here, I'm gonna give shout outs to people that's actually following me on Twitter and Instagram. I really appreciate it. Keep supporting. So I'm gonna actually shout out people's names. On Instagram, I got Tasha the Amazing. Shout out to you. Music by Drew Noir. Shout out to you. Druggy Beats Official. Shout out to you. Donnie 2 Chill _CCG. Shout out to you. Who else? Your boy Coast. Shout out to you for following me on Instagram. It's some other people. I'm not gonna go through all the names, but I'm gonna do that. Try to do that like every other week. But I'm about to get out of here. Dead Monkeys in Outer Space podcast. Be sure to like, listen, and subscribe. And I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to get me a bottle of water because fortunately I can at this point. All right, peace.